And it made you seem cool. People heard that noise.
Like,
what is that
like,
guy?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
People dropping drinks and shit as you fucking slow motion. So yeah, it was a big deal. But you are an analog guy.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that is your problem? I know that's like a big, but you feel like you are uncomfortable in a lot of, like, you seem at ease, and then at the same time you feel like you don't understand what's going on.
I just thought of this recently, man. Sometimes I'm upset that time moves so fast. It's like I just feel like I can't ever win. I just can't ever really get a grasp of what's going on, and it keeps happening, and it really does, I think, sometimes frustrate me a little bit.
What do you want to get a grasp on?
I think just to feel like I'm kind of in control, that everything that I'm going to be able to control, like, I guess that I'm in control, that I'm okay, okay, I got the hang of what's going on now.
Yeah.
Without things changing so much.
And is that within relationships, or that's within everything?
I think that's just within existence, really.
Yeah.
So I think, I was just thinking about that the other day. I just sometimes feel, not like it's a bad thing, but like I just realized, oh, wow, I have this irrational idea that, like, almost a resentment against time, because I can't it won't let me grasp everything at once. It won't let me, you can't organize everything as well as you need to, because it just keeps happening. It keeps going. And also then I think because I'm probably lazy sometimes. And so it's like, damn, give me a chance, bro.
I don't think you're lazy.
Time feels...
I don't know your schedule, but you seem pretty active.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
I think I procrastinate. I think sometimes, you know what I thought the other day, man? I set this weird bar in my mind that everything needs to be perfect, or everything needs to be perfect. But then I also know this thing about myself that I procrastinate sometimes. And so I will set both. It's like I will set the bar high.
Oh, yeah. That's one of the reasons people procrastinate is fear of perfection. Or not fear of perfection. They're perfectionists. So you're like, well, I can't start now because I'll get too... it's not right yet. Like, I don't have it set up. I'm going to fail. You're going to fail. A lot of procrastination is just fear of failure.
Yeah.
Is feeling like you can't. So, and then you'll start when you go, well, I'm fucked if I don't start now. So that's the only, like, the fear of being fucked is greater than the fear of being imperfect. And then once you get to that point, you go, okay, then I'll start. Or like you have to start.
Yeah, I'm that last minute starter a lot of times.
But things are working out for you, man. Yeah,
things are going okay, man. It's crazy. This year I got in so much fear, man. I just got, it's just, and I'm not trying to sound like ungrateful or this year was just fucking crazy, bro. It was just a crazy year. It was busy and it was hard and it was.
What did you find hard about it? Because I think people from the outside in, people would assume it's been great for you. People would think it's probably the best year of your life.
Right. Yeah, and I think I just couldn't feel it. I just think I just got real scared, man. I got real scared, bro.
But what of?
Just like of that things were gonna... I think for one of not maybe knowing who I was as things got more successful. Like I'd always been this, like I'd always felt like I didn't have a chance a little bit. And I'd always really like... that had always been something that had really like carried me.
Oh yeah, you were like an underdog.
Yeah, felt like an underdog.
Like
I felt
underdog who wouldn't get. You were getting fucked, and you were they're not helping me, and these motherfuckers, and then you're like, oh wait, you're not. I mean, you are still, but that's part of your appeal.
Yeah, and I just didn't know. Yeah. But then I felt like I didn't know how to be. I don't know. I felt like I didn't know how to be successful, and then I got scared. I started to get real scared, and I got real like controlling even this year. Like everything I wanted everything to be. I needed help, and I was afraid to ask for help, and so then everything felt like it was on me. And,
what did you need help with?
Just with like touring and doing that kind of stuff, and being willing to like just trust that other people know what's good. And I don't know. I think I just had like a lot of just like. I mean, for me, a lot of it goes back to like my alcoholism stuff. It's just a lot of that stuff just flared up, like just fear just came up everywhere.
Yeah.
It just came up everywhere, man. I don't know, man. I just got kind of scared, and it's not like a self-pity thing. I'm not feeling sorry for myself, like, and also I couldn't feel gratitude. I really needed to feel grateful, and I felt so grateful for the past couple years, man. And then I just had a tough time, man, and I just got real scared. Honestly, bro, I got real. Scared.
What were you? You were afraid that it was all going to go away or something?
Yeah, I was afraid that I was just going to mess it up.
Yeah,
I was afraid that, that I was a phony. I was afraid that I was like a liar. I was afraid that I was no good. Just a lot of just self-worth. It just was hard, not in a bad way.
I think the only thing that you would fuck up is if you weren't yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's the only people like you because you're unique. Like just watching you, I've known you probably 8 years or something, but just watching you, it's been cool watching you go from, I gotta say, your haircut from the outside in was a turning point, seemingly.
Yeah.
Because you were just like trying to be kind of like LA or appealing or something. I don't know what you were trying to be. Just just more like everybody else.
Yeah.
And then you started doing this with your hair, and it felt like everything fell into place.
Yeah.
Like
I felt more like myself.
Yeah, like if you felt like more like yourself, and you started being more yourself on stage.
Yeah.
And being weirder on stage and being more regional or southern than you'd been before.
Yeah.
And then you started podcast. It just felt like all these things started happening in sequence. And from the outside in, and just a guy who sees you at night, it seemed like once you had that hair, it was like...
It was empowering.
Am I wrong?
No, it felt very empowering, man. I think all my life, too, I've had a big nose, so I've always been scared to have, like real short hair because there's less things to hide behind,
Here's the thing about you that I've always said about you, that you're good looking and you don't think you are.
Yeah.
You are good looking. Like, I bet if they asked I bet most women would say you're like an 8.
Yeah, I say that. If I brush my teeth, I am an 8. But I believe everybody's an 8. If they clean up and they take care of themselves, I believe that.
Okay. I don't agree.
Okay.
I respectfully disagree with that. But you're definitely an 8 because you're like kind of tan. You got olive skin. You got nice. Like you're symmetrical. The big nose thing, I don't think is true. I mean, it's fine. Yeah. I have a big nose, but like mine's bigger. Yours is meatier.
I'd love that lean. Yeah, I got that
mine's
nose.
Lean. I got that Pippin nose, man.
Dude, I love that fucking lean. Yeah, you got that Pippin.
Yeah, that's Scottie Pippen.
Dude, yeah.
You got like meat. So
yeah, that thing is fucking like a thought, bro. I feel like it should be in a thong sometimes, bro. I got that
You got that donk on your face, man.
So anyway, growing my hair longer, once I was like, yeah, and I think for years I'd try to audition in Hollywood and been like, I hated it. I fucking hated going to auditions.
Yeah.
I absolutely hated it. I felt uncomfortable. I just was scared. I didn't like it, and I didn't want to admit that I didn't like it. I was afraid to say, you know what, I don't like this. I felt like I had to do it. And then, once I just kind of, I was like, I saw some pictures of myself. I said, I'm never going to have real long hair. I had it when I was really young.
Right.
But I'm never going to have it again unless I grow it now. And then once I grew my hair out, man, I started to feel like a fucking just like a king, bro. Just like somebody who had it's like having a dick on the back of your head, bro.
Yeah.
It feels empowering, dude.
It's what it looks like that.
Because it's like, hey, you know what? I'm going to look how I look. And you can deal with it if you have an issue.
This looks the way you probably feel. It looks like your character.
Yeah.
It looks like what I would assume your character. And it also looks like your character, like your values and all that shit, but it also looks like not like Theo Von's character, but like the thing that's funny about you is also that.
Yeah.
It's the guy that an adult that wants his hair like this in 2019.
It's beautiful, yeah.
Is who you are. And that's like it fucking, I'm glad that I was right about it, because I was like, it seems like once he grew his hair like this, everything changed.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I got scared to like say that I wasn't it was hard for me to tell how I was feeling. And then I was like, nobody wants to hear somebody who's doing well
complain.
Nobody wants to hear them complain.
Yeah.
And so that kind of got tough for me to, like, even on just the regular episodes of this podcast, just by myself, to talk about things, because I just felt like, man, I don't want to have self-pity, but I don't know what's going on right now. I'm just, I was just scared. I was just scared really when I think about it.
And how did it resolve, or did it?
It's just kind of resolving. I'm just like trying to get more like in a 12-step right now, and just really focusing on that. And like,
were you not doing that?
I was, but my program had gotten real small whenever I was just working all the time.
Yeah.
My life got big and my program got small.
Yeah.
And I think I was angry at being at some success because I thought I would feel better.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the other thing.
When I got there.
You think like, well, that if putting conditions on your happiness.
Yeah.
Going, well, I'm not happy now. I'm not even going to allow myself to be happy now because I don't deserve it.
Yeah.
And then good shit happens and you're like, fuck, this didn't work either. Like, what's going to work? The fuck is going to work? And what I will say that it is gratifying to be the times I've had like, weeks or months of like attention is gratifying. It feels good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It feels gratifying it feels shallow to admit it, but it feels good when people like
that
you.
Feels good. Our ego feels good. We feel good. It's
Yeah.
nice whenever people acknowledge you.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's shitty that we live. I feel like it's partially like American to only be happy if you accomplish X.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to do a thing, and it's varying degrees of success, but where I'm like, no, just give yourself that esteem not for nothing, just for why put it on why leave it up to a situation or the way
to
things
make you
happen
feel good about yourself.
To make me feel good. It's like, I can just feel good because life is short.
Right.
And like, it's like I used to beat myself up for not being as funny as blank. Then it's like, all right, maybe I'm never going to be as funny as fucking Bill Burr or Chris or Dave or when it's like, what? So I'm supposed to fucking sulk my whole life? Like, no, I want to fucking have a fun time with my skill level.
And your funny is totally different too.
Of course. Yeah, of course. Or like I have different talents or
right,
whatever.
But we don't recognize those things. We just, we set these things, and it's like, and it's, we just set these comparisons, and
it's good for business. It is good for American business. When everyone feels insecure, then everybody feels like they got to work harder and rise and grind and all that shit.
Right, definitely.
But if you just get to the point of like, no, I want to have I want to feel good.
Yeah.
Like I meditate, and then in the last 2 minutes, I just go like, just feel good in your body for no reason.
Yeah.
Just feel good. Your job on earth is to feel good. That's my job, to have as much serotonin flowing through my body as I possibly.
That toning jockey, boy.
That tone, yeah, like and without drugs or drink, whatever, just getting things going, feeling that to me is the mark of a life well lived.
Yeah.
How good did I feel, minute to minute?
Amen,
that's the
bro.
nice thing about 12-step programs.
Yeah.
Is you're in a tribe. That's probably what you like about it.
Oh yeah, man! I just saw a guy at the gym this morning. Last night I'm somewhere, and I see. Yeah, I went to a meeting last night, and it is, man. It's one of the things that I didn't have here in LA.
Yeah,
is like just sitting across from somebody and talking about. We could talk about how we feel. Like we can have conversations like this a lot of times, where it's a little bit more like, because. Yeah, just like about what's going on.
Or emotional.
And I need help. Like, hey, I need help. I have to talk. I have to call someone today and tell them not good news and that kind of, or something. I have to make a call, and that stuff always scares me. So it's like now I can ask somebody who's done it before or who's older than me, who has a business or something. How do I do this? And they'll tell me, and they're like, it's going to be okay. Don't let it spin in your head where you're up half the night and you've had 9 conversations with the guy.
Yeah.
Now I don't have to do that. That shit doesn't have to happen. I can say, okay, I'm powerless over the situation, but somebody else I know can help me.
Yeah.
And it can be a friend. It just, it creates a brotherhood,
Yeah, I've never gone to 12-step programs and been like, fucking, I shouldn't have come here. Fucking wasting my time. It's always like at least nice.
Yeah.
It's at best incredibly helpful, and at least like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah. And this year my program got real small, so I didn't have any of the tools I was needing. Like I had no tools. I was just like holding on. And our podcast, it was just more about like helping people and being involved in people's lives. And I just felt like disconnected at some points. And I should have just talked about that, like why I feel disconnected.
Well, I've watched your thing about the why you got sober thing.
Yeah.
And that's like one of your a very popular clip of yours, right?
Yeah.
And that's what people like about you, man.
Yeah.
Is that you don't you're like if you were like a logo, you'd be like a guy just carrying a bunch of shit around.
Like that guy right there on the wall?
That's like Nick. But like you're like, I don't know what, but it's like feelings. It's just like emotional shit and discomfort, and like you're walking around like, I don't know what to do.
Peach cobbler.
Where can I put this down? Fucking matches, fucking fireworks. Like
that's how I feel.
A bunch of clothes, like wet clothes, like the dryer broke, and you got fucking. You take clothes out of the washer, and you're looking for like a place to set them down. You're just carrying a bunch of shit around, looking for a place to set it. And you can't figure, and that's your appeal.
Yeah.
That's like, and watching you struggle is the emotion, is like the fun of it. That's the, like, not the fun of it, but it's fun to watch a guy who doesn't think he knows what he's doing, but you do know what if you talk it out, you'll be okay.
Yeah, I just quit talking it out, man. I just didn't have a place to talk it out, and then everything's good, everything's okay, but my head started to swirl that everything was, just a lot of negative things came in, and so then I just wasn't I was living my dream and not even enjoying. It's hard to say not enjoying it, but I felt like I was just scared. I don't know. I just felt fucking scared, and it was just a lot of changes. Like,
well, that's the other thing people don't realize about fame or success or something. It is isolating, and it's a little scary because you're like, fuck. It's like having a superpower or something where you're like, fuck, like people know me now. Just the shit. It's just different, and it's less human.
It's less human, yeah.
It's less of a normal human experience. Like even fame 1,000 years ago was like everyone in the tribe knew everybody anyway. But like you got a little more respect. You felt like, I'm the shaman and people think I'm cool.
Yeah,
right?
I'm the rock thrower.
Yeah, I'm the fucking charge of rocks.
Yeah, I'm the guy that fucks and then just that one guy at night by the fire.
Yeah, just huge fucking like big ass.
Yeah, I'm the guy that sleeps. That would be my guy.
Yeah, man.
I'm the rest.
Yep. So it is. So when you get in these situations where, and then we also think like famous people are kind of full of shit. So, or they're phony, or they're like putting it on. So it's a lot of weird. It's just a lot of weird dynamics.
Yeah,
which is why it eats everybody up.
Oh, you see it, yeah, and I see it in a lot of these AA rooms and stuff like that. You see a lot of people, and that gets scary too. It's like, well, what type of popularity do you want? How much do you want? What is? It's just so all of that, just a lot of that coming into my head, and just trying to figure it out, and not having a lot of, not going to a lot of meetings, and having like a lot of, and trust in those things.
It's a different kind of discomfort. Like it's like a new discomfort. It's a new way that you don't understand the world.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I didn't understand the world before, and I kind of figured it out, or I got out. You escape into this other, like, well, now I'm popular and famous and successful. And then you're in that, you're like, fuck, this is its own fucking ball. It's its own rules and dynamics and shit.
Yeah, and I just wanted to feel like myself, and I just couldn't, And so now I'm working more towards, and it's not even working more. I'm just trying to just let go of stuff and, kind of trust a higher power and just getting back into my program more.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel more dialed in and makes me feel like I want to help other people. And I hadn't had that feeling for like about 6 months. And it's tough when that was like the feeling that I loved the most, was thinking like, oh, there's other people that struggle. And it's one thing I love about you, Neal, is that you always like are good at talking about like, and it's not like self-pity shit. It's just like, this is what's kind of going on in my head.
Yeah.
And how it's relating to the world.
Good evening, good afternoon, and other times. Thanks for watching that video you just saw. I mean, it was okay. But the next video you could watch could be way better. What if you watch a video right now that changes your life? Well, you could watch this one, or watch this one. Watch this one, watch this one, watch this one. Ah!